How you guys doing? It's about 2:15 on Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday. The reason I'm doing this now is not. This is not my Sunday blog. This is my retort for last night's blog. A couple friends of mine had pointed out that it seemed negative about what I talked about. I'm sorry that it seemed that way. It was not meant to be that way. It was meant to talk about, what was on my mind at that time. My whole point for doing this blog is to talk about how I'm feeling, talk about what's on my mind, talk about whatever, Sometimes I may talk about something that's uncomfortable. Sometimes I'll talk about, something, awesome. Sometimes, whatever. I don't mean to offend anybody. If it's offensive to you, I'm sorry. Last night's blog talked about, the use of people speaking proper English. We all went to school. We all, studied English almost every year of our schooling life. And the reason I talked about it because it's shameful how, the English language, has been shoved to the wayside. That's why I talked about what I talked about. It's not meant to be negative. If we all talked about sunshine, then, then what else are we going to talk about? Life is not about sunshine every day. We live in Binghamton. We all should know about that. So, that's why I talked about what I talked about. I appreciate the fact that, people brought that to my attention. I need to be positive, not worry about everybody else and this and that, whatever. Well, I'm not the only person that talks about other people's, the things that irritate them about what other people do and whatever. It was a topic that I felt I needed to discuss. Some people talk about their hatred for the Giants. That's pretty negative if you ask me. But that's okay, because that's your prerogative. If I want to talk about my political views, I'm going to do that. I got into a huge fight, with a good friend of mine the other night because my political views were different than his. And I didn't even say anything bad, But I'm a red-blooded American. I was born in America. Unless you weren't born here, you're an American. There is no more, African American. There's no more Chinese American. There's no more Mexican American, or whatever you want to call it. If you were born on this soil, then you're American. Period. I didn't own a slave. My parents didn't own a slave. My parents' parents didn't own a slave. Let that go too. Holy cow. We don't owe you anything. Speak proper English, because everybody got a free education unless you went to private school. Use what you learned. And if I want to talk about things like that, that's fine. It's not negative. It should be positive. Because if it's not talked about, nothing will be done about it. That's negative. I'm not sweeping anything under the rug. If I want to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. The friends that brought it to my attention, I love you guys with all my heart. I'm not saying this to because I'm mad at you. I'm saying it because it's what's on my heart. And I'm not going to stifle my feelings. Period. For anybody. So, that's about that. I will talk to you guys later tonight.